Welcome to the Pink Lady Posse podcast, where women over 50 take a fresh look at living, toss out tired stereotypes, and say a big heck yes to what's next. I'm your host, Sandy Parker, and around here, we challenge limitations, rewrite the story on aging, and reclaim our power, pleasure, and purpose. Why? Our next years are not about a decline. They are our big reveal. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Sandy Parker Martinez with my new friend, Gemma Serenity. And we are here to serve you. I want you to know that the reason we're doing what we're doing is because of you. And let me tell you a little bit about Gemma Serenity, and then I'm going to ask her to tell us a little more. She helps people with their self-worth, rebuild trust, and love again with confidence. Now, that is quite an assignment, Miss Gemma Serenity. Tell me, how do you even start in that big ball of wax? How do you do it?
Thank you so much, Sandy. It's such an honor to exchange that moment with you, to share that sacred moment. I am victorious over 15 years of domestic violence, beaten, put down, raped, almost killed twice by strangulation. Two different stories. That means there is a relapse between my two ex-husbands. It went terrible until the pivotal moment when I decided that alive or dead, I'm out. And I was on the edge of the windows of the 10th floor of the apartment building, ready to jump to stop my life, because it was a life of abuse, of domestic violence, of hardship, of emotional trauma, a lot of awful things. And at the moment I was going to interrupt that life, I heard a voice, and there was nobody around me. And that voice made me feel loved, that I matter, made me feel that I'm important enough to actually address me from no physical body around me. It's odd, but it's wonderful. I understood it as being the voice of God, even though later on I understood it was one of my angels. But that's all good. The voice told me, of course you can jump. It's going to work. But I'm going to give you the same life in worse. Is that really what you want? Which is a preview of upcoming attraction. You can imagine my answer. No. And the voice told me, okay, so leave by the door. And I left by the door, and it is the only time, Sandy, that I felt carried through a string of miracles. I never slept outside. I was never homeless. I always ate something. I always had clothes on my back, even though I had no plan whatsoever, and nobody knew what I was going through. And I was led to the next person and the next person, to safety, to support, to mental health support, because I was still suicidal for an entire week during that transition. That was back in 2013. And this is when I met my earth angel, who later on became my husband, my beloved business and life partner, Sasha. He's my hero in every way possible. And he actually showed me by fact and by example what true love means. How to live fully, how to love fully, how to respect and honor your queen wife, how to be of service every single day through thick and thin, how to bring her the moon, how to really make her feel that she matters on a daily basis. We have been together, we have been being together, because it's still ongoing, for 12 plus years. That means that I know 15 years of terrible, awful relationships, and I know 12 plus years of absolutely wonderful relationships. So I learned so much during that transition, meaning these first years during which Sasha taught me by fact, and also by doing all that inner work and going through all my triggers and all that mindset, victim mindset that I did hold on to, like I really had to get rid of that, right? So he helped me so much do that after about 8 years, I decided to give forward because it's such an amazing gift that I have to give it forward. And the first thing I did was to go through the inspiration route. I created a podcast called Real Talk, Real Women, Breaking the Silence Around Abuse, where I interview strong, powerful, visionary women who have prevailed over some sort of abuse. It doesn't have to be domestic violence. We have many different stories on that podcast, and who are now blazing their trail, helping others on their journey. So that is great, and it helps, and it inspired 3 million plus people who downloaded episodes on that podcast. And from there, we arrive in 2025, and I
want to ask you a question. I want to backtrack what you said and just make sure I'm catching up. You had 15 years of terrible relationship. Then you met Sasha, and you've had 12 years of a wonderful relationship. How did you undo those years that you would be bringing in to this new relationship? So you had to undo some things. Like, give me a list of what you had to undo. Like, just topic, like, I mean, there have to be 50 things you had to like rewire or reconstruct. Give me some of those so I can get the drift of what all you overcame.
Expecting all men to blow up in anger, expecting to be hit, expecting to be belittled, expecting to be cheated on, expecting to feel like discarded matter, expecting it's hell outside, but inside it's about okay, expecting the worst, expecting to be poor, expecting to not make it, expecting my health to fail me. These were the things I had to overcome. Those expectations is what I experienced prior in my first 2 relationships, because these were my expectations. Manifestation and creation make it that whatever you expect, you will experience one way or another. Sasha quite quickly felt that friction and that pushing of me expecting to elicit negative behavior from him. And after a couple of weeks, maybe a few months, he was already like tired of that constant push from me, expecting him to blow up one way or another. He sat me down. And I freaked out when he told me, Gemma, we have to talk. No, okay, I'm done.
No, not a
talk. I hid for 1 hour in the bathroom, so much I was by the idea of having a real conversation. Terrified because of all my expectations, of course. Once he just allowed me to go through my emotions, and he told me, I knew it would elicit that kind of reaction from you, so just when you are done with that, you can come sit down with me and we can have an adult-to-adult conversation. I was there, oh, okay, maybe. And the content was extremely insightful. He told me, you have to stop pushing my buttons. It is tiring and annoying. I won't blow up on you. I won't go in anger and rage against you. I won't hit you. I won't hurt you.
Oh.
And if you are done with me, you can leave by the door. I won't stop you. I will cry my heart out, but I won't stop you.
Gemma, how sweet is that?
I know. And he added, but you have to stop pushing me. It's tiring. And I was there not even aware that this is what I was doing. So I heard him. I was stunned. He even recorded himself saying that to make sure I would not change the words he said. To make sure that I actually get the message, because he knew exactly in what state I was. he knew I was totally PTSD reactive with a victim mindset. He knew he had to help me undo those things. So he even recorded himself during that conversation. And I remember staying like total silence, like, okay, how am I going to do that? I don't know, right? It's like, okay, did I even know I did that? No, I did not know. That was my normal behavior. I did not know how to behave differently. However, I became aware. And from that moment on, it was a work of self-awareness, becoming conscious of my behavior, becoming conscious of my expectations, my inner thought, my self-concept.
Well, and you mentioned something that I think is really powerful, and that is you had to be willing to let go of being a victim. Because it's weird that we go through such traumatic experiences, but then we hold on to it for dear life. Like it just became what we know and it's what we expect. And so how hard was it to let that go?
Like a constant dichotomy between my soul that is divine and between my physical mindset, my human physical mindset, my train of thought, what I build, my self-concept. And it does not match. And it never match. And I feel that friction inside of me all the time. And regularly, Sasha asked me, okay, if you just tap into your heart and really ask your soul, are you that kind of person? And my natural answer is, no, of course not. I'm just light. I'm just love. I'm wealth. I'm health. I'm everything good. Okay. So can you please tap into your divine self and let go of your learned behaviors that are self-destructive?
Can you just go to your divine self and let go of these learned behaviors?
Correct.
Now, if that isn't a nugget for life, right? But a lot of people don't really feel very connected to their divine self if they've been traumatized, or if they're holding on to being a victim, or if they're assuming or expecting what's not necessarily so. But the divine self, or the true, like who I am, when I really just say, who am I?
Exactly. When you get rid of your humanity and you go to your higher self, to your soul, to your divine self, this is how I love to call it, because that's the part that is connected to the creator. That is the creator, because we are all one. We are one and the same energy, even though the creator is so much more than we are. That's all right, and that's good. When we connect with that, when we tap into that divine energy within us, because God is not something outside of us, it's something within us. And we really like look inward and really feel, is that who you are? No, of course not. Okay, so who are you? I'm love, I'm light, I'm life, I'm forgiveness, I'm wealth, I'm health, I'm happiness, I'm service. That's what I am. That's who I am. And these are extension of the divine within us.
You know, I'm preparing for my TED Talk, and I got this an acronym that I'm working on. I'm not sure it's there, but think pink. Pink is the acronym. P stands for pause, like stop and look. I stands for identify what you're really tackling, right? Like what is happening really. And then N is nudge yourself to take a step, right? Just nudge yourself to take a step. And then K is how are you going to keep it alive?
Oh, I would say no. K-N-O-W. Know. Know yourself and know.
Oh, I like that.
I would really have a know as a
Because
kid.
what I'm hearing, excuse me, what I'm hearing you say is you stopped and looked and got clear on where's your divine self and where's your learned self. But you then after that you have to take action.
Oh my gosh. And the actions are energetic first.
Describe that. How do you describe energetic interactions?
Yeah, energetic. We are all energy. Every thought is first an energy.
Okay.
We are all one and the same energy first. At our core, we are those moving particles. Those moving particles, they create themselves as being Sandy or Gemma or a couch or a cat. That's all right. Everything has those same particles that arrange themselves differently to make our uniqueness and our differences and recognize each other in different colors and everything. If we close our eyes, get out of our humanity in that specific shape and form, and we now address what we consider ourselves to be, and this time in the physical realm, but in our memories, in our timeline. Now we can go back and summon our parents or caregiver or caretaker, especially during childhood, during that memory. That means I'm not talking to my parents of today, because today they are 70 years old, they are well advanced in their lives, they have evolved a lot. But the parents I had when they were 20 and 30 years old, when I was a kid growing up, because at that time they were not evolved the way they are now at 70 years old. And that's okay. So my energetic work is to actually shut down my now moment, go back in my memory to the time they were raising me, to pinpoint all the times I actually felt less than, felt crushed, felt not good, felt not cared for, not guided, not loved the way I felt I needed to be loved. I'm not saying they did not love me. I'm saying, did I feel what I needed at that time? Or did they actually fail me as a kid growing up at that time? And going back on this timeline in our memory, in our imagination, going back at that moment in time and changing that story, forgiving them for what they missed and failed, changing the story to have that divine self of theirs take care of my divine self growing up, so that I actually change the story in my memory to have an amazing starting life, to have an amazing raising time, be rising time, I would say even. That's even better. By doing that, I call that timeline therapy. It helps tremendously, because all that you remember, if you take one event and you have 5 people who have experienced that event, and you ask them 50 years later, what was that event about? You have 5 different stories, 5 different experiences, and they don't necessarily match. And sometimes they are drastically different.
You know, that is so true. One time a friend was saying, what if I don't remember my childhood? And the person we were talking said, make it up, because you made it up the first time. It isn't even really true. It's just what you experienced from your perspective. So what you're saying is you can actually go back in time and heal that or complete that or dissolve the pain of that, even forgive that, to sort of clean up your timeline from the pain that you carry with you.
Correct.
Okay. So
Because
that,
when That's absolutely correct. Because when you do not do that, today, when you get triggered by anything, it's the little girl or the little boy in you that is screaming to being seen and to being acknowledged and recognized and loved.
Right. Now, you were, I don't know if this relates exactly, but I have got to ask you, you were holding up a book about a cat. So bring in the cat.
Yes. First of all, I love cats. I have a few cats at home with me, and I'm observing them. During all my current evolution, I'm also studying the 12 universal laws, the law of correspondence, the law of vibration, the law of attraction, the law of inspired action, the law of gender, of wisdom. There are 12 of them. And I started to notice one thing. The more I was studying those laws, the more I noticed that my cats are using those laws, mastering them, manifesting what they want, even though they do not speak the same language as we do, even though they don't have the same consciousness as we do, but they are absolutely master manifestor in their own right. Cannot we learn from them?
So you wrote a book?
That's what I'm putting in that book. Really. The practical overview of the 12 universal laws as taught by your cat. How to manifest love, wealth, health, and purpose like a cat. Next week it is published.
I am so excited about that. So what we'll do in the show notes is we'll put how they can get in contact with you, because I know about 10 friends I want to have that book.
Absolutely. And it's highly practical. I mean, anywhere you go, you get like, okay, how to apply the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Number one, acknowledge what is. Begin by noticing what negative emotion is real for you at this moment. Is it fear, doubt, resentment, overwhelm, guilt? Do not suppress it. Do not judge it. Witness it. Own it. Honor it. Energy cannot transmute until it is recognized. Second step, choose a higher frequency. Ask yourself, what would I rather feel? What does this emotion want me to know? How can I turn this pain into power? Then breathe that answer in. Invite a higher frequency to infuse the current one. You are not bypassing, you are elevating.
Love that. You are not bypassing, you are elevating. So we were talking about the power of, let's call it creation. There's a word thrown around a lot, manifesting. You know, I see it on Facebook, 12 ways to manifest this, 12 ways, manifest. And it really is creating. Like when we were kids.
Yes.
It's a little boy putting on a cape, becoming Superman.
Exactly.
It's putting on a crown and becoming Miss America.
Absolutely.
It's putting mud in a little thing and saying, oh, look at my mud pipe. Is that not so delicious?
Exactly.
So we know how to do that with our imagination, with stepping into the imagination we just created. And then the frequency shifts. And that can be as simple as a mood. It sounds like a mood swing. It's an energy shift, right? What did you say? It's not a blocking, it's elevating. It's just
it's not bypassing. You are not just like bypassing the negative. You are elevating above the negative.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't even let themselves be where they really are, right? They act like they're feeling this way, but down here is really like this. So if we don't accept where we really are, and we just go, I don't like that, I'm rejecting it, I'm blocking it, it blocks our energy flow.
And more than that, it attracts what you don't want because you are identifying with the problem. This is why the more you say, I don't want that illness. And what do you get the next time you go to the doctor? One of you eventually. That illness. Why? Because you focused on that, because you created it with your thoughts, because you thought about it, you identified with it, even though it was like, no, I don't want that. Oh no, never in the world. Yeah, of what? Of that specific thing. And it feels so present that you are matching the frequency of that thing that gets attracted to you and you are experiencing it. We have to change. And the only way to change that is to elevate your frequency, is to change what you focus on, change what you think about. Choose a higher frequency, choose a better feeling thought.
And be careful with your words.
Oh.
I'm in a group and they listen to my words. And the other day I said, what's your goal? I said, I want to make more money. And they said, really? You want to start a printing press? And I went, no. They go, then you don't want to make money. You want to receive money. And I'm like, my own words were inaccurate. So now I've started saying, and I know women that say, I don't want to lose weight. I want to release weight. Right? Because if you lose it, you can find it again. But if you release it, so those words really matter.
They do. Absolutely. There is another one like that. You do not need to find a perfect husband, your next home, a car. You do not need to find a perfect match. No, you are already it. You already have your ideal home, even if it is in your mind. You already have your ideal husband, even if it is your mind. You are that already. Therefore, match frequency. The thing comes to you, other person comes to you, like right there, right then. Because you become a vibrational match to what you desire. So the thing that is the hardest to do, to actually hold that power, use that power of ours and of any living being, from what I notice on my cats, really. Dismiss whatever you see or hear or smell in your current reality, because that is a result of your past manifestation. Focus on the future feelings that you want to feel, because you can just call it in. Imagine you want to have a ton of money. Let's make $10 million. Okay. You want to feel, how does it feel like to have $10 million? Okay, imagine. It doesn't matter if you don't know it yet. Imagine. Well, it feels like peace, freedom, ability, peace of mind, knowing that I can go to the doctor anytime I want, I can pay cash for it, knowing I can get another home anytime, knowing that I can bring my cat to the vet at any time, even to the emergency vet, and even spend $2,000 or $5,000. It does not matter to me. So that feeling of ease and flow. Okay, now hold on that feeling. And with that feeling, you shift your energy and you become a vibrational match to that feeling. And then you can become very precise. I choose to experience 10 million US dollar on my account right now because I choose to purchase this home, this car, this water feature, these things, this, that, and to have that amount invested and to have my return on investment and to never have to work for money ever again, but to have money work for me. Okay. So that is the intention, that is the ask, when you hold on the feeling of ease and flow. And every time you have like, okay, you have to pay your bill. I cannot. Hold on a second. Breathe, ease and flow. It's already paid. Thank you for that. It's already paid. Thank you for that.
Well, I love, first of all, I'm so excited about the cats because it makes it so relevant in a way that we can really sort of demystify how it works. And I see one of your little cats behind you. And that's what's important, is to demystify it. And so that's why we're here. I want to ask you, what do I want to ask you? I want to know, what is the biggest thing you've ever wanted and found?
Okay. It's not found, it's manifested, because you don't find that kind of things.
Oh, that's right.
So imagine that, picture that. I'm living in Switzerland, where I was born and raised. I have experienced 15 years of domestic violence in Switzerland. Hence, violence knows no background, no frontier, no nationality. It does not matter. Even in a safe country, can still happen. It's at home. You can meet anybody at home. And now I meet Sasha, who is also American. I'm not. I don't even know United States. I don't even speak English. I have some basic. No, I did not. I had some basic notion, but I did not speak English at all. Like not the way I speak now. Far from it. And he brings me one time on holidays in California. And I love the land of opportunity. I love the weather. I love that everybody is asking you how you do it, even though I learned afterwards that it's a way of being. It's not even a real question. But I took it as a real, genuine question, asking me, how am I doing? And I answered like with so much like joy and like, you know, something like that. And but I loved it so much that I was then completely depressed at the idea that now we're going to go back in the plane, back to Switzerland. And to me, it felt like gloom, like I don't want to be there. Like everybody knows me and knows that I failed my 2 marriages. So I'm not recognized as a valuable person over there anymore. My reputation has been crushed. And it is so tiny mini that everybody knows everybody. So it's like, and I was crying on the stairs at the idea of leaving that paradise and going back to Switzerland, where it was hell, basically, especially in comparison. That's a lot of relativity that really makes a comparison.
Yeah.
And Sasha sees me in tears and asks me, what I mean, we just spent 3 amazing weeks. Why are you crying? Did I do something wrong? Did I hurt your feelings? What's up? Tell me. And I just look at him with tears flowing on my face. I don't want to leave. We live here. Home is here. I don't care how it has happened. We live here now. I don't go back to Switzerland. The shock, because he was not ready for that, Sasha. He was not ready for that. The shock. And he has an entire life totally built. He's a miracle in himself. He has an amazing story. He's a miracle. He already overcame the most impossible things, health-wise, relationship-wise, even with his work, with his body. He's a miracle. And just like Sasha broke of I can tell you that we're going to put his website on the description as well, so that people can actually read about him. He's fabulous. He thinks for a couple of minutes and he makes the decision to close down everything and to make that dream come true. And it was like, what? Yes, for you and your children, by extension, we're going to make that happen. We still have to go back and take the plane now to actually prepare.
Right. Wow.
To make it happen. 1 year of manifestation later, we moved to California first for 8 years, and now we are in Arizona for the last 3 years.
And look at you now.
Exactly. So that is the biggest thing I manifested, moving halfway across the world without speaking the language, without having any plan. Just shortly after having escaped domestic violence, shortly after having found my earth angel, the love of my life, deciding to close everything we owned and had and just fly. Take the plane, take our cats, and go. It was not easy, but it
And it's from that love and that excitement and that reality that you now inspire others to want, dream, imagine, accept, receive, give, explore. I mean, that cracks open a door to eternity.
Indeed.
I mean, holy cow. That is the most beautiful place to end. I'm going to end on eternity. And I want to tell you, you're a blessing. And I love how you are the example that how you started and what you've been through is no predictor of the future the minute you say so.
Because you are creator.
Hello. How beautiful is that? Gemma Serenity, thank you for being with me today. It's such a great story and such a great witness to where you've been and what you want and where you're going. Has all energy is up to you to create whatever it is that you want and whoever it is you'll be. And I can't wait to get the book about the cats. So I'll put it in the show notes and make sure people know how to get it. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you.
Mwah.
Yeah.
Another day. Thanks for tuning in to Pink Lady Posse Podcast, where women go from what now to what's next. Come join us at pinkladyposse.com, where we share community, resources, and tools to support your next beautiful chapter. With love, light, and a little lipstick. See you next time.